it has just enough flavor without being salty. I actually like this one. Ooh, it looks really juicy. Oh, crunchy too. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's like ASMR.
Hi, I'm Mara.
And I'm Mom, and we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I know tradition is to eat turkey, but because Mara doesn't like turkey, we thought we would do something a little different, a little fun. I'm really excited because we're going to be eating some fried chicken. We're going to compare KFC and Popeyes and determine which one is better. You excited?
Yep.
Okay, so what should we start with?
I'm excited to start with the Popeyes sandwich.
So we got the classic fried chicken sandwich. This is the sandwich that everybody was raving about before and where people couldn't get it because they were always sold out. So how is it? It's a really big piece of chicken. It's really thick, which is good. What do you think?
It's really salty.
Oh.
And there's too much mayo. I don't really like mayo. I know it's like good in sandwiches, but there's like a limit to how much you should put in a sandwich.
The chicken's not too dry. It's a little dry. But the flavor's good. I just wish it was less salty. What do you think? Yeah?
Oh my goodness. It tastes like there's just a thing of salt in my mouth.
Yeah, it's quite salty. I normally like the spicy chicken sandwich, but I know Mara doesn't like spicy. That's why we just stuck with the classic. I think if it was spicy, it would kind of cover up some of the saltiness. Okay, so let's try the KFC version and see if it's any better or how different it is. So I've never actually had KFC chicken sandwich, so this is the first time we'll be trying it. It looks really good.
This one looks like there's too much mayo.
It looks like a big piece of chicken too. It looks really thick. Is there cheese in there?
Oh.
No? I like it. Okay, what don't you like about it?
There's too much mayo.
But the chicken's like juicier.
There's like not a lot of flavor.
I like it because it has just enough flavor without being salty. I actually like this one. I 100% went into this thinking the Popeye sandwich was going to blow the KFC one away. But I think I like the KFC one a little bit better. They use a slightly different bread. Yeah, I think it's good.
I don't know why there's so much mayo.
Okay, so let's say that we like didn't have the mayo in here. How would you compare the two sandwiches?
I mean, I would just say the KFC one's better, only because the Popeyes one is so salty it's almost inedible.
Yeah, it's a shame because normally Popeye sandwiches are pretty good.
Yeah, I usually like them.
Yeah, but I would have to say this KFC chicken is juicier. It's a little bit bigger and it's like more plump, but I don't know. I think this one tastes good. I'm really surprised.
This one has more kick. There's a little bit more spices in it.
Yeah,
But
I think it's good. Okay, so what should we try next? I grew up eating KFC, so I've always loved KFC as a kid, and I haven't had KFC in actually many, many years because we've been eating more Popeyes. Yeah, I don't think like you've eaten much KFC because we would just go to Popeyes all the time.
Yeah. I feel like I was never like the biggest fan of fried chicken anyway. And I like the times I had KFC, I think it was like not comparable to Popeyes. I think Popeyes was always just like better. So
Yeah, I think that's why this is fun because, you know, I've eaten, you know, KFC and Popeyes hundreds of times, but I've never eaten them side by side at the same time. So that's why I was really excited to do this and see if you eat them right next to each other, like how much different they are and which one I would actually like better. Okay, so we've got this box of goodies. We have, you know, the fried chicken, the classic fried chicken with coleslaw, mashed potatoes, and biscuits.
there's only sporks.
That's okay.
They only gave us sporks at both restaurants, and she knows I have a very deep hatred for sporks. I don't see a purpose for them, because like if you're gonna eat soup, it'll just go out the part where there's the fork part. So like that doesn't make sense. And then like if you're trying to stab something, there's not enough room to stab anything. So like spoons or forks, just choose one. Don't make it a spork.
Okay, but here's the argument. When you use a spork for like coleslaw and mashed potatoes, it makes sense.
Okay, but not everybody's eating coleslaw and mashed potatoes all the time.
Well, it's easier than I guess having to give us a separate spoon and fork.
So they're cheaping out on us.
I don't know if that's it, but
I don't like this.
okay, so let's try the Popeyes coleslaw. It's good, it's refreshing. I think it's a little bit thick on the mayonnaise, but it's all right. What do you think?
It's really sweet.
Yeah, it does have a little sweetness to it. I've actually made coleslaw using like the KFC recipe, and it does have sugar in it. So they do make it a little bit sweet to make our taste buds enjoy it better, I think.
And I don't really like mashed potatoes. In my opinion, they're like the worst form of potato.
I love mashed potatoes.
I don't like the flavor.
So the Popeyes mashed potato and gravy has like a Cajun spice and kick to it. So it's not like your traditional mashed potatoes and gravy. I would say it's good, but it's definitely not my favorite mashed potatoes and gravy.
Now I'm gonna have the chicken. My favorite's the drumstick.
I'm gonna have a wing. This is like one of my favorite parts. Sounds nice and crispy. Popeye's chicken doesn't disappoint. What do you think?
It was like a little cold, so it's not as good.
It's still good though. They have like the best skin.
The outside is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit salty though.
Yeah. Not as salty as the sandwich though. It's really yummy. Okay, let's try the biscuit. Their biscuit is a little bit dense, but it looks buttery. It's very buttery, but it's a little bit salty too. They did give us like a bunch of packets of honey, so I think that would help, but I really don't want to make a mess, so I'm not going to open up the honey in the car, but I think the honey would definitely help the saltiness. Okay. So let's try the KFC chicken. I'll let you have the drumstick.
It's really hot.
Yeah, we got the KFC after Popeyes, so the Popeyes cool down a little bit, but the KFC is still nice and warm. Ooh, it looks really juicy. Oh, crunchy too. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's like ASMR. What do you think? I'm gonna have a thigh.
This one's definitely, the meat is better. It's like juicier.
I don't know if you can see that, but you could see like the juice in there.
The outside isn't salty like the Popeyes. I think the Popeyes outside like is crunchier though. I think overall the KFC is better.
Which I'm surprised that we're actually picking KFC over Popeyes today. And then I noticed that the KFC skin has seasoning in it. The spices that they talk about in the commercials, it's definitely seasoned. I think Popeyes has crispier skin, but the KFC skin is actually seasoned better. Okay, let's try their biscuit. So, one of the things I always loved growing up at KFC was their biscuits. And the way that I would eat it is I would cut it in half horizontally and put a bunch of coleslaw in there. I'm not going to do that today, but what do you think?
It's super dry.
Yeah, usually the biscuits aren't this dry. I think they gave us one that's like been sitting under a heat lamp. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The flavor's really good, but it's really dry. Yeah, that's too bad.
Okay, I hate like mixing food or like mixing, like eating something and then drinking something. But that was so dry that I just like had to drink something so it would just like go down easier.
Okay, so let's try the KFC mashed potatoes and gravy. I remember loving the KFC mashed potato and gravy. That was like my favorite thing there.
It looks better than the Popeyes one.
See, for me, this reminds me of my childhood. It's really good. It's creamy and
There's not a whole lot of flavor.
I think there is.
It's kind of just like mushy.
Well, it's like, you know, your traditional mashed potatoes and gravy, I think. But if you guys can see. I love it. Okay, so let's try their coleslaw. So if you had to compare the mashed potatoes from KFC versus Popeyes, which one would you choose?
The KFC one.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just don't like the flavor. Like, I don't like Cajun flavors. So, I just didn't like how the Popeyes one tasted.
So the KFC coleslaw, definitely it looks lighter and it's not as dense. It looks like there's a lot less mayo in here. I really like KFC coleslaw.
It's better.
Yeah, this is like, when I think of coleslaw, I think of KFC coleslaw.
Yeah, this one's also sweet though.
Well, like I said, they do have sugar in the recipe for the coleslaw.
Yeah. And then they also gave us a cookie with the meal, and it came with a drink.
Yeah, so that was kind of nice that we didn't have to order a separate drink. It just came with the meal. So all in all, like, if you had to pick between eating fried chicken or turkey for Thanksgiving, what would you choose?
Oh, definitely fried chicken.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of turkey, like, at all.
I like turkey, but I know turkey can be overcooked sometimes, and it can be really dry, and if it's not cooked well, then yeah, it doesn't taste very good. We'd actually like to know what you eat for Thanksgiving. What are your traditions, and what are, you know, some of the things that you enjoy with family and friends on Thanksgiving? I know when I was growing up, we would typically have, like, my mom would make a traditional American Thanksgiving dinner, but she would also make like traditional Korean food. So our Thanksgiving was very much American and Korean together. So I got to have the best of both worlds growing up.
Yeah, but now we usually just stick to Korean food, especially because, like, I don't like American, like, Thanksgiving food. I much prefer, like, Korean barbecue.
Yeah, so a lot of times we do have Korean barbecue for Thanksgiving. I don't know. It's kind of our tradition, I guess.
Yeah. We hope you have a good Thanksgiving with your family. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!